Jesus has come to reveal to us, change everything in our lives now. So let's enter this in a new way, shall we? Let's hear these words differently. We know they come out of the first century, so they're couched in certain ways. We hear Paul talking about speaking in tongues, but it comes out of the mystery religions of ancient Greece. This is about ecstatic religious experience. So the translation of this for you and for me is that even if you personally have a very special experience, a supernatural experience, something that you can treasure as very unique, very spiritual, Paul is saying to us, that's not good enough. Or if you can speak well like a philosopher and you know lots of words and they sound great, but that one thing is missing. Once again, he's not talking about somebody else. He's talking about us every time we say something that sounds good, but it doesn't really apply to how we live and how we walk. He talks about fathom all mysteries, treasure of wisdom and understanding that gives a whole new perspective on life. Seek, you shall find. But let's say you found it. Let's say you entered the deep mysteries that excite the mind, exotic things of ancient Egypt or who knows what. Paul is saying to them then and to us now, if you've got all that, if you've got the greatest esoteric library ever, there's no agape, you gain nothing. He's telling us if you have a faith that can move mountains. Now that's faith, don't you think? Don't you think that ought to do it? That kind of faith that can have such an impact on your life, what else do you need? Paul is saying you need something else. That's what it says here. It is not good enough. Something was missing. So a religion that limits itself to this is what it's about, or this is what it's about, is being spoken of here by Paul. What is missing? Agape love. I'll translate it for you as conscious love. Coming from a deeper place within. Something that is not just your feeling, a result of. As Jesus himself says, it is easy to love those who love you back, to love those who are part of your life and your household. Anybody can do that. It's another kind of love. It's a love that is rooted in a place within us that we don't visit very often. Don't assume that because you might have some white hairs that you're not still a child inside. You still get upset if you don't get your way. We're still growing up. It's a process. It's the way. It's the Christian way of going from who we once were to what we can be, to that maturing spiritually that has the power to take the hard blows of life and to keep loving anyway. That's where we're headed. That's why we're here. So that each of us in our own way can blossom into that which is manifestation of God's love in this world. It doesn't come automatically. We have to grow up into it. We have to mature. We have to find true wisdom in transcending the ordinary love that most folks think is enough. And then Paul tells us in those glorious words, putting away childish things, I like the old way. Now we see in a glass dark. Now we can't possibly perceive what this is really all about. We're fragmented. We're subjective. We don't see what this is all about. But one day we will. One day we will fully know and be fully known. Paul Kerr is there. It's not that far away. So don't be fooled by the glasses you have on about life. Ironically, I tell you all the time, this is about you. But when you read it, it's not about you. It's about being more than you. It's about becoming that whole person whom God dwells. Blessing in the world, purpose in your life, full, flowering, your potential as a human being, child of God, word of the Lord.